Albert Einstein once said that the true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination. These players on today's list have imagination in abundance, at times displaying wizardry on the court that looks just like magic. Today we take a look at the NBA players with the highest basketball IQs.
You know, he's not doing this off the whim. It's something that he's worked and he's perfected to a point where the results are starting to show.
He got whatever he wanted in that game, and I got to be better at taking that away from him.
He's going to draw you out and take his time and really keep you on that island. So,
James Harden. Speaking of great scorers who are underrated playmakers, James Harden is probably best known for his killer step back and ability to dominate defenses in isolation situations. However, Harden is also an exceptional playmaker, twice leading the league in the assists per game statistic and averaging over 10 assists per game in each of the last 3 seasons. Harden accomplishes this through his incredible court vision and knowledge of the game, which makes him aware of both what his offenses and the opposing defense are trying to do on every play. This high capacity for knowledge also helps him to be able to draw fouls, as Harden studies the rule book as much as any player in the league. He basically invented the kick-out three-point shot foul that drives defenders crazy throughout the league, but Harden causes just as much chaos by driving hard to the rim whenever he sees even the slightest opening.
He's a rare guy that can make a play at the defensive end when he just decides, hey, I'm gonna figure out how to take the ball from somebody, right? Or jump in a passing lane or whatever. He can do that.
He's the first in the gym, getting his work done in the morning, like doing everything.
Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry has been one of the most underrated guards in the league over the last decade or so, playing a key role in the Toronto Raptors title run back in 2019. While he's known for his tenacious defense, Lowry's basketball IQ might even be a more important part of his game. His intelligence has contributed to a marked improvement in his game over his career, going from a 5.6 point per game average in his rookie year all the way up to a 22.4 point per game average in his best year with the Raptors over 10 years later. Similarly, he absorbed knowledge through his career to become an excellent playmaker, with his 8.7 assists per game being a key aspect for the Raptors' 2019 title run.
There's no guard in this league, point guard, whose basketball IQ is higher than...
He knows how to play the game. He's got a very, very high basketball IQ. He can play instinctive basketball, and he shares and he moves the basketball. I think it's pretty impressive.
Truthfully, really good on the ball, off the ball, but he's disruptive. He's so smart, he's intelligent, he's instinctual.
Lonzo Ball. Though Lonzo Ball has been in the news more recently for his injury struggles than for his play on the court, when he has been on the court, he's been one of the most intelligent players in the league. Lonzo is a genius, both as a defender and a playmaker, using his key role as the point guard to drive the action both offensively and defensively. Not only that, but when he was once a poor shooter, Ball steadily soaked up training and knowledge in order to become a better shooter over the course of his first 5 NBA seasons, shooting only 30.5% from three-point range in his rookie year to 42.3% from 3 in his 2021-2022 season with the Bulls. Ball even helps his teammates to get better, acting as a coach on the court to help his fellow players to be in the right place at the right time.
You know, they usually say that the game slows down for you, but it's already slow for him. You know what I mean? He knows the reads, he knows everything.
So many different things. I mean, the thing I like the most is his basketball IQ. He cares about making players around him better.
He's a smart player. He's definitely one of the smartest players that I've seen.
Luka?
Yeah, definitely.
Luka Doncic. When you think about Luka Doncic as a player, you probably think first of his great scoring ability and dynamic perimeter ball handling. That's not all that Doncic has going for him, though. He's an extremely smart player, able to diagnose different defenses that the other team is deploying and make quick adjustments. Even LeBron James was a witness to this after the Mavs made a furious comeback to beat the Lakers on Christmas Day in 2022. Saying about Doncic's approach on the court, Luka's IQ is off the charts, and he's gonna make an adjustment for sure. For all his scoring prowess, Luka is also an incredible playmaker, always keeping an eye out for double teams and staying ready to offload the ball to a waiting teammate, with this ability being typified by his mark of more than 8 assists per game in each of the last 4 seasons.
You have to go to him as well on the ball as you do off. Like, once he gets off the ball, you're probably more scared of him off the ball than you are on.
Like, yes, his body is transformed, but his transformation and mindset.
He's brilliant, so if he wants to throw the ball to the other team a couple times, we're okay with it.
Stephen Curry. Another point guard who has a very high basketball IQ is Stephen Curry. We know that you know him for his transcendent three-point shooting. But the most underrated part of his game is directly tied to his high basketball intelligence. Curry is always moving on offense, and not just because he's restless. Curry knows that the defense is gravitating towards him and trying to prevent him from getting too hot from beyond the arc. He uses this to the team's advantage, disrupting the defense's setup and allowing his teammates to get open looks. This might not seem like a big thing to the casual NBA fan, but players and hardcore fans alike know how important Curry's intelligence and movements are to the Warriors' recent success.
If you really watch him play and you dissect film on him, it is basketball porn. And
like barking everything out that we're doing, but it's like somebody that pay attention to detail like that, watch film like that, they're very important and they add a lot of value. They teach a lot of players stuff that you don't notice. Yeah. They police a lot of shit you don't notice throughout a game. So it's like, he's definitely an important piece.
Guy is a really intelligent, one of the smartest people in general, but probably one of the highest basketball IQs I've ever got a chance to be around.
Draymond Green. Speaking of smart big men, how about a player who has used his intelligence to carve out an incredible NBA career, even as a second-round draft pick? Draymond Green has used his high basketball IQ to work into a starting role in the Golden State Warriors dynasty, making 4 All-Star games in his career while being one of the league's best defenders. Draymond is a defensive genius, rotating quickly to contest shots and keeping active hands to play physically, but within the rules. Green is also still effective on offensive despite being a limited scorer, using great screens and pacing intelligence to open up shots for the Warriors' perimeter players.
You know, somebody his size, he uses his smarts and wits. It's a tough matchup, and it's one that we failed to figure out so far.
A lot of people talk about like this part of his game. Well, maybe it's not talked about because a lot of people don't understand it.
A lot of different games within the game that you have to try to play against a guy like that that's that smart.
Nikola Jokic. There's a lot of reasons why Nikola Jokic has great basketball IQ, but the fact that he is likely the best passing big man of all time is the primary reason. Jokic knows where his teammates are at all times, which on its own isn't especially unique considering that is a primary responsibility of the point guard or whoever is bringing the ball up the court. What makes Jokic unique, though, is that he does this from the center position, which typically has him playing from the post area. It often seems like Jokic has eyes in the back of his head. Jokic isn't just a great passer, though. He also understands what defenses are trying to do. This was shown in Game 4 of the 2023 NBA Finals, where Jokic figured out the Heat defense, explained things to Aaron Gordon, and then hit Gordon with a key pass for a dunk. Jokic will be doing that for the rest of his career as maybe the smartest center in basketball.
He's a creative genius, and when he's out on the floor, he will make sure that everybody eats and everybody understands how they can eat, and he'll make everybody look good.
You know, Rondo will sit there and watch film for hours and hours and hours and hours and dissect and pick things apart to the smallest of detail.
He knew everything. And I think one thing that occurred was, just how he read defenses, his talent with just putting the ball on the line and really knowing your spots. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you run into a spot, it's like, no, you can't hit shit from right there. Run over here. I'll pass it to you here. You know what I'm saying?
Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo is one of the best passers of the modern NBA, and it was all enabled by his strong basketball IQ. Much like Paul, Rondo was a leader on the court, typifying the point guard position by keeping track of all the other players on offense. From the top of the key, Rondo used his great court vision and ability to anticipate the action to come to quickly move the ball, opening up key scoring opportunities for his teammates. Rondo also used his awareness on defense, aggressively cutting off passing lanes and disrupting the other team's plays. During his prime years with the Boston Celtics, Rondo combined these characteristics to appear in 4 consecutive All-Star games, also leading the league in assists per game 3 times and in steals per game once. Later in his career, Rondo was smart enough to be able to evolve his game to include a jump shot, becoming an effective shooter off the bench for multiple teams. In this way, Rondo extended his career even beyond his prime, retaining his trademark playmaking and defensive disruption abilities along the way.
So, going into that series, we got outsmarted by somebody we didn't really think about. We didn't know how intelligent, how he moved pieces around.
It's actually kind of scary.
Scary how? Like,
he can explain this game forward and back.
He has a very high IQ, basketball IQ, right? Wow.
It's unbelievable.
The play we was trying to run, and one of our teammates forgot the play, and Bron told him to play. Like, it was some crazy shit. It was some crazy stuff. We called it a play, he was like, what? And Bron told him what our play was.
LeBron James. LeBron James might be the best athlete in NBA history, standing at 6'9" and able to play all 5 positions on the court. It might seem gracious to put James on a list of the smartest basketball players in the league, given how much his athletic gifts have helped him in his career. However, James remains a do-it-all guy who can do nearly everything on the floor. He sees the game at an incredible level, which he translates into being a generational passer. For his career, he has averaged over 7 assists per game, and that's not on top of being the main scorer in every team he's ever played on. In the later parts of his career, LeBron has used his intelligence to help coach younger players, boosting the careers of many players, including Kyrie Irving's and Austin Reeves. If you need more convincing about LeBron's smarts, remember that he has an incredible memory for plays, recalling fine details from key games years in the past.
To 2 on the shot clock, Marcus Morris missed a jump shot, followed it up, they got a dunk. We came back down, we ran a set for Jordan Clarkson, and he came off and missed it. They rebounded it. And we came back on the defensive end, and we got a stop. They took it out on the sideline. Jason Tatum took the ball out, threw it to Marcus Smart in the short corner. He made a 3. We come back down, missed another shot. And then Tatum came down and went 94 feet, did a Euro step, and made a right-hand layup timeout.
All that combined means there's even more reason that some fans consider LeBron the GOAT.
One of the smartest players, right? Somebody that you would love to have on your team, and I absolutely hate playing against.
Teammate, I will say, that dude tries to manipulate every play. He is looking for a competitive edge on every single play.
But his IQ is just so separate from a lot of people, man. That's what it's gonna always keep him on that floor until he's 50 and can't barely move a bone on that court.
Chris Paul. Thinking through all the players in the NBA in terms of IQ, Chris Paul might be the one who comes to mind first. While he is a talented athlete and scorer, his intelligence on the court is his most notable trait. Paul pretty much originated the now popular method of cutting in front of a defender while dribbling and then stopping, drawing multiple fouls per game in the process. He is also the master of the 2-and-1, making sure to take a shot with enough time left in any quarter to provide his team with another opportunity before the shot clock expires. More than those things, though, Paul is the ultimate floor general who always knows where the other players are and will be. This is shown well by the fact that he has led the league in steals 5 times and racking up 11.6 assists per game in his best season. Paul is also a smart and aggressive defender, leading the league in steals 6 times through his ability to intercept passes and contest ball handlers. All in all, there's a reason Chris Paul is known as the point god.
Don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for more exciting videos.